hall. And you know you are invited one and all. So
I'll be honest, when I first saw this album at my favorite local record store, I laughed. I quickly turned it over, saw this image on the back, and laughed again. I had never heard of Larry Paulette and assumed this was some ridiculous disco album from the 70s or some overwrought vanity project. Once I had it home, however, I turned it over again, and this time I actually read it.
Born in Mingo Junction, Ohio, Larry studied costume design at the University of Cincinnati for 3 years. But what he designed was his dream. The singer of Secrets, this actor on private stages wanted to be a star, up front, out front, and gay.
According to Michael Llewellyn, Paulette was the first uncloseted recording artist to be signed by a major label. This album dropped in 1977 when Paulette was 28 years old. I was surprised and very impressed when I read he was openly gay. I didn't think performers of his caliber came out in the 70s.
oh baby, our day will come if we just wait a while.
Now, I'd classify What Makes a Man as cabaret music. To put it crudely, this album sounds like the music Jack McFarlane, a character from the sitcom Will and Grace, wanted to make had he had talent and brains.
Silhouettes, 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 I saw silhouettes.
Paulette, who starred in 478 performances of a successful off-Broadway play prior to recording this album, has a very good singing voice.
Might linger through the day.
This album takes listeners on a journey both emotionally and musically. He tackles everything from love songs to novelty songs, as well as songs by David Crosby, Shel Silverstein, and Leonard Bernstein. It's solid and well produced. The high point comes during What Makes a Man, the third track on side 1.
I know my life is not a crime. I'm just a victim of my time. I stand defenseless. Nobody has the right to be the judge of what is right for me. Tell me, if you can, what makes a man a man?
I'm perplexed why I've never heard of this album or Larry Paulette. He seems like a pioneer. While there's a lot of literature surrounding the release of this album, I found nothing else about him, and one can only fear why. Even so, I hope he's still with us, and I hope he's still doing what he loves. To me, Larry Paulette is a hero. While this isn't the greatest album of all time, it is the most courageous. It's one thing to sing about ending a war or no nukes. It's another thing to be true to yourself, even when doing so was, unfortunately, a detriment to one's career. He performed as an openly gay man not for a gimmick, but for a purpose. Like he said, I don't care if they like me or not, I want to like me. Thanks for the inspiration, Larry, and if it matters, we like you and your music.